we could just take one of Tom Aspinall's eyes out, leave him with the other one. Look at Sharabulin Magomedov. Look at how great he does. So it's been 6 weeks since UFC 321 where Tom Aspinall got double eye poked or double eye gouged, as you'll hear him say, and he's back for his recurring segment of walking in a miserable English park. Terrible tourism for the UK, honestly. And an interview with Ariel Helwani, but Tom Aspinall has brought receipts. So Tom goes after Ciryl Gane, calling him a dirty cheater. He talks about what should be done about this whole fouling problem, how he's been feeling and when he'll be back. And there's a lot of really interesting stuff here, but I went through and got the most important bits, and I'm just going to give my reaction to all of this because I don't really understand what Tom's complaining about, all right? Let's just get straight into it here.
What are you left feeling after the fight?
Well, look, if you were sidelined from doing your job for like 15 months, not allowed to do anything, you train your ass off.
That sounds great. Give me 15 months off my job, bro. I'll take 15 months off of my job. Where can I sign? Am I getting paid? What's happening here?
For 6 months for a fight. Then to get double eye poked, to be left with no vision for nearly 6 weeks.
Get to wear these cool sunglasses. You know, like, what are you really complaining about, Tom? What's really going on here, man? Oh, I can't work for 15 months.
Because of an illegal...
Oh, I need to wear sunglasses because I can't see.
Illegal move. How do you think I feel? Not feeling fantastic, am I?
Honestly, I feel like he's being a bit of a crybaby. But let's hear what he has to say to Ariel Helwani here about like why he feels this way.
And what are you feeling? What are the symptoms right now?
I'm just struggling with like a lot of double vision and stuff.
Double vision. This guy is getting the ability to see multiple people, and he's complaining. He gets a massive advantage. He gets like a perk at the start of his fight. He gets to see 2 Ciryl Ganes next time. And he's complaining about this. Can you imagine getting the privilege to see double vision? And you're out here complaining, but this guy just can't, you can't make him happy. What can you do to make this guy happy? Seriously.
Still. So I'm just trying to navigate the next moves on that. I've had a lot of time in the hospital over the last like 4 or 5.
Free food in the hospital.
5-6 weeks, however long it's been. I did it. See multiple specialists.
Now he's just bragging. I wish I got to see specialists every day and be eating nice hospital food while not having to work. Come on, Tom, stop complaining, bro.
Everything has been reported back to the UFC since the first appointment, and
so everything's been reported back to the UFC, which is interesting because there are a lot of people saying that like the reports that Tom released, and we're not going to get into all the details of the report because there's been other people out here that have already done it, right? But like people have been saying that those reports are faked, but he's been submitting obviously all of these reports to the UFC. So maybe Tom Aspinall has actually been committing fraud against the UFC, guys. I think that must be what's been happening here. Anyway, let's move on to where Tom Aspinall starts calling Cyril Gane, honestly, the nicest Frenchman you've ever seen in your entire life, starts calling Cyril Gane a cheater.
You posted on Sunday, you full-blown called him a cheater. You think that he is a cheater and, dare I say, a dirty fighter as a result of that, right? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like he did this on purpose?
Why do you feel like Cyril Gane did this on purpose? Come on, what could you... Nobody that's watching this will be able to tell me any reason why anybody would be able to see why Cyril Gane could have meant this or done anything wrong here. This is obviously not Cyril Gane's fault, right, guys?
Mate, the evidence is there, my friend.
What evidence, Tom? Tell us the evidence of Cyril Gane being a cheater. You mean how, like, in every fight, he kicks guys in the nuts, or punches them in the back of the head, or eye pokes them, or threatens to eye poke them, even when he's not throwing a kick or anything like that? Is that what you call that evidence? My goodness. Like, thank God we don't live in England, where we would be living under this kangaroo court that this guy wants, guys.
it's not the first fight that he's been a big meanie.
A big meanie. You hear what Tom Aspinall is getting upset about? Ciryl Gane being a big meanie in their fight. This is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, not the Ultimate Feelings Championship, okay, Tom? Come on.
Cheating, pulling out dirty tactics. Even the GOAT, John Jones himself, said that...
At least he's referring to John Jones as the GOAT. And I bet there's absolutely zero sarcasm in that. Just like there's no sarcasm in this video. I don't think he's calling John Jones the GOAT of eye pokes or the GOAT of cheating. He's being completely respectful here. He has realized that he never deserved the fight with John Jones. And John Jones really is the GOAT. Way better than Tom Aspinall. And he's so good that he didn't even need to take the $30 million to fight Tom. He's already good. He's rich. He's got all the money. He's got all the belts. Like, John Jones is the pound for pound greatest of all time, and he doesn't even need to waste his time getting in the octagon to prove it against a guy like Tom Aspinall, who obviously quit against Ciryl Gane when he got double eye poked.
He cheats.
Mm-hmm. And was this a concern going into the fight? Were you guys talking like, how are we going to have to deal with this if these types of things?
I want to move to 24:57, where Tom starts talking about what he thinks people should happen when there's this cheating.
Even speaking to Andy Foster in the aftermath, this is bringing about some type of discussion about changing the rules. What do you think should happen as a result of all of this?
What do you think, Tom? Mr. Crybaby that got double eye poked in his fight. No, I can't see. I have to quit fighting. What do you think should be done in the future when something like this happens?
What I think should happen is, if there's a foul, like in my case, double eye gouge was what happened to me.
I like how he keeps calling it a double eye gouge as well. Like, obviously, it was an unintentional double eye poke for the second time in the fight from Ciryl Gane, but you hear he's just turning a molehill into a mountain, Tom Aspinall. Oh, this like accidental second double eye poke that Ciryl Gane was throwing out there, all of a sudden is a double eye gouge, making it sound like Ciryl Gane meant to poke him in both of his eyes at the same time. This is disgusting behavior from the heavyweight champ, guys. So let's hear the rest of what does Tom Aspinall think should be done when someone fouls somebody else unintentionally, like Ciryl Gane did?
So if you want the fight to carry on fairly, I get a free foul on him.
Do you hear this? He wants a free foul. He wants to intentionally foul Ciryl Gane for unintentionally fouling him. Are you serious? Is this for real? Can we even allow this guy to say this type of stuff? He's saying that he wants to go into the next fight and intentionally foul Ciryl Gane for unintentionally eye-poking him with both fingers for the second time in the fight. And what looked like he might have been attempting multiple other times, but...
I'll double eye gouge him back. And
disgusting.
And then we restart the fight. I think that's fair.
I've actually got a better idea. So what I think should happen is when someone does an eye poke, suddenly they have to fight with a boxing glove on the hand that they did the eye poking with. Okay, so if it was your right hand, now you got to wear one glove, and then if you do an eye poke with the other hand, suddenly you got to fight with two boxing gloves on. Okay, this way, look, you can box Tom Aspinall, you won't be able to poke him in the eyes because, you know, it was unintentional, right? And then if you kick the guy in the nuts, we're going to get Jigsaw out, there's going to be a little game, and you're going to lose one of your ankles, okay? That's basically what we have to do. We're going to have you cut off one of your ankles in the middle of the octagon if you do a nut shot, and if you poke someone in the eyes, one glove, other hand, now you're wearing two boxing gloves when you fight, okay?
I feel like that might be a tough one to pull off.
Well, so's continuing when you've got no eyesight.
No, of course.
Come on. We saw Waldo Cortez Acosta go and win his fight against your mate Ante Delija, and then come back 3 weeks later and win another fight right after getting eye poked by your friend. So what are we even talking about here, Tom? All eye pokes are exactly the same every single time, no matter what.
I think that the first time a foul is inflicted, there should be an immediate point deduction.
You would think that, Ariel.
And
But if you fight in a 5-round fight, and so say you get kicked in the nuts, for example.
Sure.
You get kicked in the nuts really bad. You know what it's like when you get kicked in the nuts. It friggin' hurts. It's not very fun.
I would never know because no one has ever kicked me in the nuts ever because I'm a good boy.
You feel sick. You can't move around properly.
Yeah.
So you get kicked in the nuts really bad in the first round. The other guy loses a point and you win the round. The guy who's fouled, the victim, wins the round. Now, there's another 4 rounds after that. You have to fight compromised with...
All this guy does is complain. It's crazy. It's like, what do you... So, you want to kick him back in the nuts now because you have to fight 4 rounds compromised after they let you just win the round because he unintentionally kicked you in the nuts. Like he unintentionally kicked John Jones in the nuts like 10 seconds into their fight and pretended like it didn't happen. Man, I mean, this Tom Aspinall guy just loves to complain. Anyway, they're about to get into the intentional versus unintentional side of things, so I want to hear what Tom has to say again here.
What about this intentional, unintentional stuff? Because
I can see sometimes how it can be unintentional. Like if we're talking about eye pokes from a grappling exchange, your hands need to be open when you're grappling. So I can understand if you put your hand in the wrong place, it might slip in someone's eye. But if you stood at range, like when it happened to me, he was stood at kicking range. And if we're talking, like I personally think that Ciryl Gane is one of the most technical strikers to ever fight in the heavyweight division. I personally genuinely believe that. If he's one of the most technical fighters in the heavyweight division, why has he not learned to punch with his hand closed at kicking?
He doesn't want to because Jason Herzog said to you ahead of time that fouls work. Do you not understand that you're in the game to win? Like, didn't your friend Paddy Pimblett say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying? Like, obviously, how is Ciryl Gane going to win the fight if he's standing at kicking range and when he throws his punches that aren't obviously going to land, he's not throwing them with his fingers out? How's he going to get you in the eye then? It's obviously unintentional. He wasn't, like, meaning to do it, but this is how you have to throw punches when you're at kicking range, right? Mighty Mouse said, like, when you're kicking and you have to swipe across their face, what he left out was also when you're punching from that same distance and there's no way that you're going to be able to hit the guy in the eyes, you have to, what they teach you in Muay Thai is to extend your fingers out like that directly into the person's eyes with your Muay Thai gloves on. That's what they teach you to do.
In range. Like, it doesn't make any sense how that can be unintentional.
And yeah, like, I mean, honestly, this is actually a phenomenal point by Tom. It's like, it completely takes away from the Mighty Mouse thing that he said. Obviously, it's like, when you are at that range, like, why wouldn't you you're really doing it to like feint and sort of measure distance and stuff like that. There's no reason for your fingers to be out unless you're a dirty fighter.
So you think it should have been a DQ?
I'm not saying it should have been anything. I'm not there to make the rules, but I wouldn't have mind giving him a double eye poke and then we'll carry on.
So do you think it's part of his game plan to do this?
I have no idea.
But if you say he's a dirty fighter, he's a cheater, then it would suggest that he tries to do this in order to gain an advantage, right?
Well, he cheats in near enough every fight.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen the Ciryl Gane fight that he's not cheated in yet.
Well, I'm sure there were some amateur fights, you know, like 10 years ago or something like that. In his Muay Thai fights where they had boxing gloves on, I'm sure we could find some of those fights where he wasn't cheating. Come on, stop being such a drama queen, Tom.
Because of the way you feel about these tactics, do you have any concern about fighting him again?
He looks terrified. You can tell that Tom Aspinall is terrified of Ciryl Gane right here. Let's see what he has to say.
Maybe I'll be doing the fouls next time. Who knows?
I'm telling you, this guy's going into his next fight to do some intentional fouling. You see that little smirk on his face? He's coming in here with mean intentions into that next fight. Honestly, I'm glad that he wants to get back in there against Ciryl Gane. So let's hear, I want to move into how long is it going to be before we're going to see that fight with Ciryl Gane. So 37-10.
Yeah, well, it's disappointing, mate.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Are they already asking, like, hey, when can you come back?
Yeah, but I'm not in a position to be able to answer that right now. We sent them all the doctor's reports and stuff, so that's all we can do.
Okay. And you mentioned surgery.
You sent them the doctor's reports. Mate, you've got double vision. You've got twice as much vision as other people. Get back in there and start training. What are we doing here, guys?
When will you know if you have to have surgery?
So apparently with eyes, I mean, I ain't an eye doctor, so I don't know, like, but they said that they need to let it heal as much as possible, because especially with the stuff that's going on with my eyes, it's quite intricate with the surgery that they're doing, and it's quite risky. So,
yeah, I'm not an eye doctor either, but I am blind in this eye, and I had to go through a lot of surgeries and specialists during that whole process. And, you know, again, Tom Aspinall's making a big deal out of this. It's not like your eyes are the only part of your brain that physically faces the outside world. It's not like that, guys. Did you know that? Did you know that your eyes are actually the only part of your brain that actually faces the outside world? They're literally an extension of your brain. So when Ciryl Gane double eye gouges Tom Aspinall, he's literally poking at Tom's brain. He's like trying to get in there. And this is the same reason why they don't do a lot of, like, they don't want to rush on surgeries with Aspinall. They don't do a lot of this type of stuff because the connections between your eye and your brain are so intricate. It's like, this is why you can't really get like replacement eye surgeries. The more likely way to fix someone like me with a blind eye is going to be like Neuralink or something like that, because it'll be the brain pathways that need to get fixed.
just trying to like leave it as long as possible before they take any medical stuff, because for me, fighting now is like secondary to my health. Do you know what I mean? My health is like,
See, this guy doesn't even want to be champion. Fighting is secondary to his health. This guy's trying to extend his eyesight rather than continue fighting for us. How selfish is this guy? What? This is so unbecoming of the heavyweight champion of the world, that he cares about whether or not he can see rather than like whether or not we get to watch him fight Ciryl Gane again, the guy that cheated last time. Or John Jones, the guy who ran away for 15 months. Or any of the other heavyweights that he's already beaten. I guess just come back and start fighting. Don't worry about your eye, you big quitter, okay?
never realised how important my health is to me. And also, they're talking about doing these injections. So the injection, the damage to me is predominantly done on the back of my eyeball.
Mm.
And so I broke my, I don't know if you've seen on the doctor's report, the CT scan showed that I have a crack like on the back of my orbital, like around the back of my eye as well.
Just a crack on the back of your orbital, in the back of your eye. Like, oh, just a little crack in my eye. I mean, guys, it's not like your eye is a very fragile ping pong ball-sized mirror to reflect all of the light that comes from the outside world into your brain so that you can see and interpret what's going on around you, okay? They're just these things that you have. You got two of them. I mean, look, we could just take one of Tom Aspinall's eyes out, leave him with the other one. Look at Ciryl Gane. Look at how great he does, okay? Let's just let him fight like a one-eyed pirate for the rest of his career.
And the damage is done like on the muscles back there as well. And that's actually the orbital wall or whatever at the back of your eye. It's only as thin as a fingernail, apparently.
Look, the thing is, it's so far back in his eye, I think they should really get Ciryl Gane to do the surgery, okay? Because he really knows how to get in the back of Tom Aspinall's eye back there. So I think that we'll just have to get Dr. Ciryl to come in and start doing the surgery on Tommy Boy here. Anyway, the last thing that I wanted to show you is this whole no more Mr. Nice Guy. Tom and Ariel talk about it in a second, but before they talk about it, I just wanted you to see the clip.
Full-time bully Aspinall after this smear campaign. How are you going to be on the comeback?
Mate, when I come back, there is no more Mr. Nice Guy. Nice Tom. When it comes to MMA, he's gone. And I'm going full bad guy, I think.
Can we?
See, this guy's just a terrible person. He wants to be a bad guy. It's not like it's like he didn't even try to be a good guy. You know? He's out here making it seem like he's the hardest working fighter in the UFC. He's been calling out guys like John Jones for 15 months. That's what he thinks. Like, it's like he feels like he's battling for 6 weeks to keep his eyesight after, you know, getting wrongfully fouled or something like that. It was an unintentional double eye poke for the second time in the fight from a guy that only has like 1 or 2 fouls in every fight that he's been in, and you only had to do 6 weeks of recovery. And by the way, recovery for what? You've got double vision, you privileged prick. I'd love to have double vision. I have half vision right now. Okay? I mean, come on, brother. This is just getting a bit ridiculous. If you think that Tom Aspinall's making a big deal out of this, let me know in the comments. If you think that Tom actually has a fair reason to be complaining about all of this stuff, I'd also like to hear your perspective, because, I mean, you must just be a crazy person to think that. And I just want to know, what are you taking to think that Tom Aspinall has any real reason to be upset here? Get back in there and start fighting. We're not even going to get into the Ariel clip. Let's just finish it there. See ya.